Manuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com with head women's basketball coach Keeshawn Davenport. And Coach, on Wednesday night, I know they're disappointed with the result, but the team is getting there, like you mentioned. Being able to push Grand Canyon to the limit and doing a lot of things better. Shot selection was coming along as well. You shoot 45%, high percentage, and just talking about some of the positives that came from that game where you guys went on the road and were able to push Grand Canyon to the limit.
Every game looking for to improve in different areas, those areas that have been major focuses since the beginning. Number one, rebounding. Number two, turnovers. Our first 3 games we have been averaging right at 19 turnovers, and the last game we had 15. So that was an area of improvement. And anytime you take care of the ball more, you give yourself an opportunity to be in the game in the end. So I think that was one of the things that we improved upon. Our shooting percentage, I think because of the focus, was to focus on the inside presence, establishing the inside presence, and because they executed that game plan, I think we were able to up our percentage a little bit. And if you didn't notice, we had 30 points in the paint, so that helped out. That half of those 60-something shots came in the paint, so they did execute that game plan pretty well. I'm very proud of their effort. I wanted that win for them extremely bad. They worked hard for 40-plus minutes. We had been struggling with either closing out the half or beginning the half, and I can't say that we had any problems with either of those last game. They played the entire 4 minutes. We just came up a little short. One area that we do have to improve on is the free throw line. We left 9 of those points at the free throw line, and when you go back and you look at, you left 9 at the free throw line and lost by 2, that hurts a little bit. So we do have to improve on those free throw shooting.
And the rebounding, like we've said, has really gotten better as the season has gone along in the early stages of it. And it almost felt like, the rebounding margin was a little bit more than it actually was. And one thing that I noticed as well is the positioning as well, where these girls are just in the right position to get the boards also. Absolutely.
I've been stressing it with my dominant rebounders on how they have to dominate on the boards, which is MT. She has to do a better job. She didn't have as many rebounds as she had against Mississippi State, but she has to have a continued rebounding presence on the inside. And then Yasmin is just an animal after the ball. She just has that knack. That's something that you can't teach. She's just where the ball is. She had 5 offensive rebounds on the other night, which really helped us get those second chance points. And then I've really been pushing for my 3 guards to be those third rebounders. I think in the first few games we weren't crashing the board as hard as we could have from that 3 position, and I've been stressing that a little bit more, and I think that's given us the presence that we need on the boards, both offensively and defensively.
And it almost seems like ever since that second half against West Alabama, every game has been a building block where you just pretty much have started to turn around everything.
Yeah, and I think it's coming together. When you look at us, and I said it in the beginning, we're still a young team, so you have to give those freshmen a few games to get acclimated to the speed and what's expected of them. The sophomores are still growing, and then you have the juniors and the seniors who really knows what's going on but have to have that chemistry with the freshmen and the sophomores. And I just think, as I have told them, we're going to peak at the right time. You don't want to peak too early, especially with a very young team. You want to continue to get better and be playing your best basketball come January, February, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Them continue to get better, get some wins, but at the same time, peak at the right time.
And you get Crowley's Ridge coming up tomorrow right here at the Lakefront Arena, and the only game in a 5-game stretch where you guys are at home before a 3-game tough road trip. And just talking about Crowley's Ridge and lower shooting percentage, so kind of what's the game plan for you guys, especially attacking them offensively?
We're going to have to be able to score against the zone. They're going to play a lot of zone against us, so we're going to still try to establish that inside presence. Just because they're playing a zone, we're not going to result to just the outside game. We're going to look to have that inside-out game and to pound it on the inside and make them guard us. And then I'm going to be heavily stressing that we get some points in transition on tomorrow. That's a part of our game that has been lacking that I think we can excel at and that we can get more points there, and we really need to look at the opportunity to push the ball up the floor more because we're not a big team, but we're a smaller, quick team. So I think we need to get more points in that area. I expect to see a lot of zone, but they also play some man, and they'll try to press a little bit as well. I'm looking for this to be a good game before the girls head into final exams.
Coach Davenport, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.